Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to talk about, can the New York Jets be the best defense in the NFL this season? We heard from DJ Reed speaking to the media yesterday, and he had some bold predictions, and there is a lot of people around the NFL blowing up what DJ Reed had to say. Now, he was asked about the hype around this New York Jets defense, and I don't have anything wrong. I don't have any problems with what DJ Reed said, but he's basically setting the bar as high as you possibly can in terms of expectations for the 2023 New York Jets defense by comparing them that they could possibly be like the 85-86 Bears or the 2013 Legion of Boom. Now, as we all know, as historian football fans, the 85-86 Bears is known as the best defense of all time. And I kind of do like how we brought up the 2013 Legion of Boom, because that's a little more realistic just from the perspective of Robert Saleh was part of that team, and that is the same system that they ran over there in Seattle. And I think that DJ Reed setting the bar high isn't new to me. If you guys have been watching Quinnen Williams on Hard Knocks, One Jets Drive, all of his interviews, he's been saying number one defense in the league is what their aspirations is for this entire Jets defense. That's what they're doing. When they're breaking down huddles, they're like number one defense. They are manifesting and trying to become the best defense in the NFL. So in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of if it's possible for this defense to be ranked number one by the season's end. As you guys know, guys, it is game week, and the New York Jets play football in 6 days from today. So if you guys are pumped up for Jets football being back, or just football in general, do me a favor, guys, hit that like button right now and comment down below your excitement level and your overall thoughts of the Jets defense. Do you think they can live up to these high expectations that their own players and own team is setting on them? Because I personally think they will. Spoiler alert. And also, guys, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Now, let's get straight into business. My favorite part about this Jets team personally is that the hype around them is all about Aaron Rodgers. It's all about the connection with Garrett Wilson, and then you add Dalvin Cook, and they were stacked on offense, and people are kind of forgetting how good this defense is going to be. The reason why the Jets are looked at as a potential team to make a run in the playoffs in the AFC isn't because just we have Aaron Rodgers, who is a future Hall of Fame quarterback who's going to change this organization. It's because you add Aaron Rodgers to a team with one of the best defenses in the NFL. And if you want to break down why this Jets defense has a chance to be one of the best, it starts with that defensive line. As Robert Saleh said multiple times, we go as you go, talking to the defensive line. If this Jets defense wants to be the best, they need to consistently have a pass rush on the quarterback and make that quarterback's life a living nightmare every single time they play the New York Jets. And if you look at this defensive line, we're 10 deep. It's a hockey rotation. Every single time, no matter what four is lined up on that defensive line, they are going to get to the quarterback. Whether it's Quinnen Williams, Carl Lawson, John Franklin Myers, or Jermaine Johnson, and then the next round, it's Will McDonald and Michael Clemens. I mean, it's just Quentin Jefferson, Al Woods, Solomon Thomas, who I think is a very underrated player on this Jets interior defensive line. You know, this defense is always going to be about that defensive line. We have arguably the best defensive tackle in the NFL in Quinnen Williams. First team All-Pro, gets paid as the second highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL for a reason. And I think people don't realize how important and how rare it is to have a player like a Quinnen Williams to be an elite a player that can disrupt plays up the middle. He's an absolute game wrecker. He is somebody that offenses are going to have to pinpoint and try to game plan around. Double team Quinnen, double team Quinnen. Now, what is that going to do? That's going to open up holes and opportunities for one-on-one matchups for guys like Jermaine Johnson on the edge, Will McDonald, Bryce Huff, John Franklin Myers. It's going to open up the entire defensive line, and I think that that relentless effect and that attack front with this Robert Saleh defense, we're going to see it on full display. Just a reminder, when Robert Saleh was on the San Francisco 49ers the year before he got hired as the Jets head coach, they went to the Super Bowl, and they went to the Super Bowl because of that defense, and it was that defensive line. So Robert Saleh came here, and he was slowly, methodically getting this defensive line to that 49ers way, and this is the year it really takes flight. Now, last year was excellent. It's not like it wasn't, but we need to absolutely make game-wrecking plays, and that starts with the boys up front. Now, going back into the back end, you know, the linebackers. I think the linebackers is one of the more underappreciated pieces to this entire Jets defense. We have a second-team All-Pro, the captain in C.J. Mosley, who had 170-something tackles last year as the Jets middle linebacker. This is the captain of the defense, the quarterback, lines everybody up, holds everybody accountable, lead by example type of leader, and he is the heart and soul of this defense. I think he gets very very underappreciated because he's not as flashy like a Quinnen or a Sauce or all these guys. But C.J. Mosley, he's the heart and soul of that defense. And then right next to him is Quincy Williams, who I personally think is another underrated piece to this defense that Jets fans are really going to realize, like, wow, this is it. Because Quincy was very raw. When the Jets got him on the waiver wire 2 years ago, his first year with the Jets defense was used all over the place. Last year, he really looked like he was taking strides, and then the Jets extend him, and now he's going into year number 3 with the Jets defense with Robert Saleh, which is going to do him a lot of great things. Quincy Williams said that this year he's not really relying on C.J. Mosley too much in terms of asking him and waiting to hear the calls. He knows the calls in his head. He sees the offensive look. He knows what to do. That tells you he's getting things. And I think another piece to why this Jets defense could be the best in the NFL, which is a big point of this video I wanted to get to, is continuity. Continuity is such an important piece of football in general. You know, the offense is not going to have any continuity because it's the first season with a new offensive coordinator or quarterback. But this year, it's the third season with Robert Saleh. Guys like C.J. Mosley and Quinnen Williams going into year 3, Quincy Williams as well. And then the secondary, they're kind of going into year 2 together with Sauce, DJ Reed. So the continuity factor is such an important piece because when you're in year 3 of the same system, the verbiage, the communication, the leadership, and the chemistry just goes on to another level. And I always compare it to our division rival, the Buffalo Bills. Their defense is always stout because they had a core of guys, Micah Hyde, Poyer, Tre'Davious White, Matt Milano. Those guys have just been with the Bills for years and years and years on end, to the point where the chemistry is off the charts for that defense. And I think that's where this Jets defense is headed in terms of the continuity. And that's a big reason why I think the Jets defense has a chance to be the best in the NFL. And then the big wild card for this defense in terms of the linebackers, it's going to be Jamien Sherwood. Quan Alexander was a fan favorite last year. One of the best linebackers that this Jets team had off the ball was that energy, spark plug, making big hits, hyping up the team. And the Jets are replacing him with third-year, first-time starter, Jamien Sherwood. And I think Sherwood really impressed me. I think that he has a lot of upside in the NFL, but he has to prove it, right? It's just there's no proven evidence that Jamien Sherwood can play every single snap, every single game, and be an elite, or, you know, it doesn't have to be elite, but an upscaled linebacker off ball next to Quincy and C.J. Mosley. Now, going into the back end. Now, we're talking about the defensive line as one of the best. The secondary is also one of the best in the NFL, and that's not me being biased. It's just looking at this freaking team, that's how it looks. Sauce Gardner, arguably the best corner in the NFL. He was ranked the best corner by his peers on the top 100 in the players. AP ranked him as the first-team All-Pro, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't need to keep talking about his accolades. You know what Sauce Gardner did last year. The length that he possesses, the athleticism, the twitchiness, the ability to just make up. Like, even when Sauce Gardner gets beat down the field, like on a stop and go or something, and he has a little separation, he makes up ground so fast because of his long strides. And that's something that is so different about Sauce Gardner, because cornerback is such a hard position to play in the NFL, for being honest. But say there's like 2 or 3 yards of separation and the ball gets in the air, Sauce just turns on the afterburners. His long strides makes up ground, and then he gets the pass deflection. What's going to make Sauce Gardner an even better player, and it's what the coaching staff and the players on this Jets team has been challenging him to do, is taking the ball away. Stop going after, and pass deflections are great. You know, you don't want completions, you're rather incompletions for sure, but go get that ball. Rip it out of the air, force turnovers, make your side of the football field absolutely locked down to the point where quarterbacks do not want to throw it that way because you get interceptions. So Sauce Gardner on that back end with DJ Reed, who is the most underappreciated corner in the entire NFL. Jets fans love him. Jets fans do not underrate him. The NFL world does. Next to Sauce Gardner, man, he was elite last year. I think he gave up 1 touchdown against the Chicago Bears, maybe 2. But DJ Reed, his stout, his leadership ability, he always has that like underdog mentality that I think really carried him to the level that he is today. Michael Carter II, one of the better nickel corners in the NFL, going into year number 3. I mean, everybody I'm talking about in this defense is just, I'm so excited about. And then getting into the back end, the last part of the defense is the safeties. And I think these safeties are a lot better than people give it credit for, man. Jordan Whitehead is getting praised by Robert Saleh. I know fans don't really like Jordan Whitehead, but I think they got to give him a chance in the second year with this Jets defense. He was part of that top-tier defense last year, and he's going to be a big part of it this year. And then the biggest, youngest, brightest stars in terms of just taking a step, and the funnest story to watch throughout training camp is free safety Tony Adams. Tony Adams, being an undrafted free agent from Illinois last year, coming out here and proving to the coaching staff that he needs to start. that's awesome, man. The coaching staff's excited about him. The Jets organization is excited about Tony Adams. He's a rangy center fielder, goes sideline to sideline, really smart, has a really good head on his shoulders, understands the game of football, very humble, and just an overall great teammate. And then another player in the secondary we got to mention who's going to be utilized in certain packages is Adrian Amos. Smash. I think that he's going to be in those big nickel packages, line up as a linebacker at certain times. So the Jets defense goes deep, and you got to finish it off, man. The biggest credit I got to give, that I feel like Jets fans got to start giving credit to, is defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich. I think that he's done a phenomenal job with this team. We got to learn a little more about Jeff Ulbrich, his coaching style through Hard Knocks, and I think that he has a head coaching job in his future. I really genuinely believe that. This Jets team and their players rave about Jeff Ulbrich, that he always has something planned and he always is able to adapt on the fly in mid-game. Like, he has a structure to go by for a game plan, but if things start to go crazy in the mid-game, he's not afraid to switch things up and, adapt on the fly, and that is a really good coach. And then, of course, Robert Saleh, he's the head of this entire operation, so shout out to Robert Saleh and the entire coaching staff. White Cotton, Odin, all the position coaches on the defense, they're probably going to get coordinator jobs in the future. So can the Jets defense be the best in the NFL? My answer is yes. What's your answer? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Wanted to make this video before the season starts because there's a lot of hype around this defense. Rightfully so, baby. Let me know your thoughts down below. Love you guys, and let's go Jets.